Now this one's remarkable. I gotta tell you, when we were talking about this story, I said, this is such a novel idea. Why have we never thought about this before? And then I remembered, if you go back to some of our first show, we had a congressman by the name of Hanson Lee who came on the show, and he pushed, former congressman from Michigan, and he pushed forward the Student Loan Debt Forgiveness Act. And I said, I remember that. And you know why it came to mind? Because in Croatia, today, the government has decided to cancel hundreds of $millions in debt for the lowest income people in the country. The leaders hope that it will boost consumer spending and reverse the various nasty economic trends that currently exist in the country. A novel idea. And it makes so much sense, right? Because what it does is it puts liquidity back into the market. So what they're doing is they're finding those individuals who are the poorest, who have really bad debt problems, to the point where they are unable to make deposits, like their credit, like, you know, their checks are being garnished, their bank is frozen down, their bank accounts, whatever. So basically, they're giving all these individuals $51,000 American dollars, right? That would allow them to pay down their debt, whether it be bank debt, telephone company debt, utility debt. But in the long run, their hope is that if they do that, when people have too much debt, those obligations loom over them in every single consumer discretionary decision that they make. So if we take away the stress that looms over them, they'll make more consumer spending decisions. And when they become more compulsive buyers, they add money to the economy. Because when you pay your debt off, you really don't add any money to the economy. You have zero economic activity. When you go to the car dealership and you buy a car, when you buy your kid a new basketball at Sports Authority, when you go to the Gap, you prime pump the economy. And clearly, the government of Croatia gets it. Clearly, their economists are a lot smart. No, that's not true. Their policymakers are smart enough to listen to their economist. Sadly, in America, our policymakers have their heads so far up their ass that they don't listen to the economist at all. When the economists say, we need a bigger stimulus package. We need to invest in our greatest users, our people. We need to fund public education. Our Congress, head up their ass. Moving on, shout out to the government of Croatia for making a very, very wise and prominent decision. We support you here at The Fowler Show.